Hello. How is
Howdy.
everybody? Back to school yesterday, at least here in the Woodhood, Houston area. Although I think HISD is the only one that's not in school yet. Pretty sure Aldine went back to school, Humble went back to school, Magnolia.
Ooh, Cypress not till the 28th.
Oh, that's when HISD is going back to school.
Oh, yeah.
It's the 28th, yeah. But the rest of us, we started early. We get out in May, not June, which I personally love. I like to get out early.
Yeah, we also get, if you count them, more scattered holidays and days off to look forward to throughout the year, which, as much as I wasn't ready to start yesterday, we're getting back into a routine and get more days off.
I'm excited.
The kids were excited.
Yeah, I've moved into excitement.
Yeah.
I've been very open and honest about being very depressed the beginning of this year, January, February, March. Kind of spring break of March, I started to kind of shift out of it and really having to work through that about our oldest becoming seniors this year and what that means.
Big time.
But I was thinking about this today. I was listening to a podcast and it was talking about this guy who's lost 200 pounds and how he lives with the mentality of we're going to die one day. Like the end is in his head, right? So like, not like that's going to happen tomorrow, but like we are going to, none of us can escape it.
You tell me that. Death is a part of life.
Death is a part of life. So can't escape it. So I need to be healthy and do the things that I want to do while I'm here. And I honestly, just hit me like, I have done that since the girls were born. Even becoming a single mom, finding a job that maybe I could have made a heck of a lot more money, but it allowed me to be present with my children. Flexible, like a stay-at-home mom. I could read, I could volunteer, I could drop off and pick up. And not to say that there's anything wrong with being a working mom whatsoever, but for me,
your situation.
I had been a stay-at-home mom for 6 years, so having to reinvent myself and shift, it was really important for me to find a way, and I did. But I also have always lived with anything can happen tomorrow. I always have that in my head. So I've always said, like one time my dad left my house without saying I love you. I was like, wait a second, anything can happen tomorrow. You have to give me a hug and a kiss and tell me you love me. And I've always I was very close to my grandmother. And I remember when she came to the end of her life, I was okay with it. I had always told her how I felt in cards and in person. But anyway, I was able to move through that depression knowing I have been fully present with my children from day one, because that kind of helped me, that kind of mentality of truly anything can happen tomorrow, because I've had a lot of that happen in my life with loved ones and friends of friends, that I've chosen to be really present with my children. And as a result, have really good relationships with my girls. And her becoming a senior and going to college can never take away that relationship and our closeness. And
I think it's going to get better.
It is. And so talking to other moms who have experienced the same things, and it's just different. And my mom also taught me, you can never look back. Now I like to look back. Like today I did a side-by-side first day of kindergarten and first day of senior year. She's like, it's so amazing that you have it all organized. So I've organized my cloud storage since the day Kimball was born. So I used to not have an Apple cloud, but I had a Shutterfly cloud. So I keep everything up on the Shutterfly cloud. And so I've got that cloud and now my Apple cloud. But, looking back for memories, but never looking back and we're just not headed that direction, right? Always looking forward. So I don't know. I've moved into being excited. I'm really excited. It's exciting. And looking at the calendar, and I have it planned out for the whole year. And last night, my mom came over and we got her calendar set up with all the girls' events. And
lots of milestones to look forward to.
Lots of milestones. So I'm really excited.
I think I was in a funk and didn't realize I was in a funk.
Oh, yeah? Yeah?
That's what I think.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Yes, everyone, please tell us hello. Sorry, if we look down, it's because we're on YouTube down here. Up here, we're on Facebook. So we try to do it all at the same time. So speaking of going back to school, I have to skedaddle at 2 to pick up my youngest. My oldest drives her to school, but my oldest has an internship, which is pretty incredible. So she elected to do early release this year. Gotcha. So she get a few more hours at her internship. So I have to pick up Ellington, but
we're going to keep it short and sweet.
We're going to keep it short and sweet, even though we said that and I just went on this rampage. Hopefully.
It was an important
hopefully it was helpful, to recognize your feelings, work through them, be patient with yourself. And actually when I worked through those feelings is when I was able to focus on my goals, right? And give up ice cream and really not want it much at all. I think the last time I had ice cream, I had it with Jamie twice in Idaho.
Wow.
Yeah.
You had it for a special occasion.
Yeah. But I just don't crave it.
Making every day a special occasion.
That's right.
I can do that.
I remember when I told Amy, and because the weight was kind of coming off, she's like, "Oh, I didn't realize you were eating Ben and Jerry's every day."
When you said you were working in ice cream, I thought you meant the protein ice cream.
I was eating the protein ice cream and the Ben and Jerry's.
Okay, I was like, oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes, but anyway. But yeah, you could have been in a funk and didn't realize it.
I might have been looking, now that we're here, right? Like yesterday was a big day, the anticipation of looking forward to that big day. And Kinsey got home last night, she's like, did you cry today, Mom? I was like, I actually didn't.
I had someone say the same thing to me, like, how many times have you cried? I was like, I haven't.
I didn't.
Good.
She was so excited. Decorating the car. They do. Our girls are at different high schools, even though they're like literally.
Well, it's the two high schools in the Woodlands. Yeah, they're 5 miles. Yeah, they are.
Like different traditions. Like ours was like, wear your kindergarten backpack to school. And then, and yours
our girls were the same. They had
senior
senior t-shirts
so
first day of school. She said some people wear at College Park, but it's not organized like the Woodlands. Yeah, she's like, the Woodlands is so much better about it. They donate. It's a big kind of like drive.
They collect and then donate, yeah.
But she's like, and I don't know if because we have so many stupid like senior dues and senior t-shirts, senior lighting. So I don't know if they donate the money that they get for the shirt. That you know what I mean?
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah, so that might be their thing. Because I know when they set up College Park, or the Woodlands College Park, they wanted to be like the Woodlands, but they wanted to be a little different too. So.
Who knows?
Silly to me, but
it was a good day, and I was like, actually, honey, I didn't, because then I was like, is she gonna be sad if I didn't?
Oh,
try? You know what I mean?
Do I lie?
And she's like, good, because I was like, no, I'm excited for you. This is a lot of excitement.
It is.
It's a lot of excitement.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm also excited because I mean, every morning I'm shifting into this like. What's next? This is a new season for us.
It is. It's exciting.
And we don't like to sit around. So there's something else on our agenda besides Mastermind Macros.
Something hit me yesterday and it was kind of weird. Like, I look back, I thought I might cry. And I think she thought I might cry looking at she's holding her kindergarten backpack and then, she's holding it now as a senior. And I was just like, something like, we made it. Like there was this like, not a relief. I don't want to use that word, but like,
we're doing it.
Like we did it.
Yeah.
We're here. We've looked forward to this. Kind of thought it would never get here. Not in a bad way.
Yeah. Because the days are long, but the years are short.
Yeah.
Like when you get caught up in the day to day, it can seem like it's never going to get here.
It just seemed really far. Not that I was like, let's get this over with. That's not what I mean either. It just seemed really far away. And I was like, oh my God, we're here.
We're here. In the blink of an eye.
Definitely
I posted that this morning. So this morning I had different pictures from yesterday, and I wanted to take pictures the first 3 days of school.
Cute.
So today I got a picture of them in the car together because Campbell's taking her. And I wrote on that post on my story, like, I can remember 10 years ago, and I'm going to relate this to Mastermind Macros. Okay. I'm divorced. I'm a single mom. I'm looking for a home to purchase. I had no idea where I wanted to buy, but I knew where I wanted my kids to go to school for elementary and for their senior year. And so now, just because I knew where I wanted them to go for their elementary and senior year, I could have lived in several different places.
Yeah, true. A lot of zones.
But I wanted to be close to College Park. And I just remember, like, I'm buying this home specifically where I am because I want the girls to end together at College Park and be close to the high school. So I knew my life was harder 10 years ago than it is today.
You had to drive far.
I did have to drive far. I knew
middle.
I had to sacrifice what I wanted immediately, right? For what I wanted most at the end of the road. And so, and it's come to fruition and I love it. And it's made life a lot simpler. Yeah. And they're, the school is kind of between me and my parents. And anyway,
they get more time together.
They do. And so relating it to Mastermind Macros, like, a lot of people aren't successful in their health journey or even just achieving any goal.
Yeah.
Right? Because, they can't, they sacrifice what they want down the road because it's hard, it's hard every day. Right? But you have to want what you want down the road more than what you want right now. Right? So going back to the why, what is your true emotional why? Not like, I want to look good in my bikini.
Right.
Okay, shit, we all want to look good in our bikini, right? Our bathing suit.
I
But
would hope so.
what's the emotional attachment to your why? Anyway, that way when
That was a really deep analogy. I liked that.
but it did remind me of that. I was like, holy shit, I've been doing this, not even realizing it a decade ago. Yeah. All right, so let's move on.
No, we can keep going.
No, that's all
I was
right.
just looking at my notes.
Well, we were gonna go over the fact that we are in week 7,
We are in week 7.
the hardest week,
Hardest week.
but you're already at Thursday.
Almost there. Whenever your double carb day falls, 48 hours or more after that double carb day is when you will scan and email that in with any workout changes that you may have to get your custom maintenance macros while you wait, because they all come in at once, and we have one Heather.
One Heather that does all the macros.
While you wait, drop to your week 4-5 macros while you're waiting. So double carb day, stay in your shred macros, 48 plus hours, scan, email in,
Yep.
week 4-5.
I'll be sending macros next week. As soon as you get those in, give me 24 to 48 hours to get those back to you. And you're totally fine sitting in your 4-5 macros, because what you're doing is now we're reversing you out of this shred. Now, depending on your percent body fat, some of you want to continue to shred, and I will do that for you. I will give you just new shred numbers, because hopefully you've made some body composition changes. So shred numbers will look different for you 7 weeks later, right, than they did 7 weeks ago. So I'll give you a chart and I reverse you. So I'll tell you in the chart, if you're going to continue shredding, which you don't have to, start at the bottom of this chart, work yourself up to maintenance. And then if you're going to continue to shred with us, you need to be in maintenance. And I will tell you either 7 days or 14 days before we begin again. September 18th. Yep, that's when our next one kicks off. Yeah.
I don't know why. I love all of them, but that one's exciting to me because school started. We're back in a routine. And then it beautifully sets us up for the holidays.
Yes, it does.
Create those habits. Don't have all the holiday weight gain.
100%, because that's when it can really, and then
That's
for those of
how
us
I
that have
relate.
seniors, because there's several, like Carrie, Tracy, there's several people going to the senior year. So many things like starting spring break, but that can give you, graduation parties and different events like final basketball, final orchestra.
Photo opportunities.
Yeah, lots of photo
Feel
opportunities.
good in your photos. Anyone following my why here? I feel good
I
in those
will have to
photos.
tell you, like, when you told me your why was like, I don't want to hide in photos and I want to be
Yeah.
confident. Kenzie's senior year, I was like, I didn't think about that, but, giving up my advice, really for health reasons and because of a specific Thomas Rhett concert,
Yeah.
which I didn't even end up wearing shorts. But what's nice is I do wear shorts every day now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm comfortable
And
in
you
shorts.
feel good in them.
And I
Yeah.
feel good in them.
And it's freaking hot.
Like Travis, life is easier. Life is easier. I don't have to worry about what am I going to wear.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to worry about things fitting
Right.
or wearing the same thing over again and over and over. I have to say it's given me a little bit of freedom.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been nice.
Very good.
Okay, so I've been trying to come up with a few educational pieces, and a lot of this we talked about in past lives. We've been doing this for 2 years now, or inside our shred guide, but trying to do some educational pieces that we can relate to. So last live, 2 weeks ago, we talked about different ways that you probably are sabotaging your fat loss stage, and so many people could relate to that. It was really
every single person.
Every single person could relate,
relate
to that.
at least one. Yes.
Yeah, and I think I could relate to every single one we went over.
Yeah, they were good.
That was really easy to write about. We're frozen over here, but I think we're fine. Yeah. Oh, there we go. But today I wanted to go over why we want you to have a step goal and why we emphasize steps. And why steps are more important than your workout.
That's a very bold statement, but I personally know where you're going, so
Yes.
I'm excited about this topic.
Yes. So when we talk about steps, we don't necessarily mean deliberately going for a walk for exercise. Now, that can be included in your steps, yes, But we're talking about NEAT, which is non-exercise activity, thermogenesis, right? Burning calories through fidgeting, getting up to brush your teeth, going to the grocery store, walking to your son's baseball field for baseball practice. That is non-exercise activity.
You're moving.
You're moving. So
every time I forget something in another room in the house, I'm going back and going back.
You're moving.
I get a lot of steps in the house.
And the best thing about NEAT is it's specifically supposed to be scattered throughout your day, right? Not in this huge chunk of time. So unfortunately, in Western society specifically, we work out or we go for a walk and then we sit the rest of the day behind a desk. And even working from home and having a flexible schedule, people are like, you work out for a living? I'm like, no, I sit at my damn laptop at my kitchen counter. I don't even use my study. My kitchen bar, and I'm stuck, And so the best thing that we've talked about is either having a walking pad or walk pad, a standing desk, or putting a timer on your watch for every hour.
Yep.
Walk for 5 minutes, either around your house or around the block to stay active every hour. Again, why the Oura Ring talks about
that's where I learned
activity.
From you, but it tracks and it'll tell you the day we flew to Michigan and then drove around Michigan. All I did was sit. Yeah. I walked as much as I could in the airport, right? But then you're just sitting and it's like, you've gone 9 hours or whatever.
So we have somebody who has an Oura Ring and he messaged us. I was like, why is my activity score so low? I'm like, I'm hitting my step goal. And you get dinged if you have more than 12 hours of inactivity outside of sleep in a 24-hour period. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, let's look how long of a stretch did you go without any activity today? And what was it yesterday? So it was 3 hours that particular day. And then he looked the day before, it was 9 hours. He's like, oh, that's what it is. Even though I've hit my steps, I had a 9-hour stretch where I wasn't active. So that's what the Oura Ring is trying to help you with steps, is that it's trying to keep you moving a little bit every hour, a little bit every 2 hours, just to get up and move.
It'll even say a blurb. I don't remember the exact quote, but it'll talk about this is for your overall health. You need to keep your blood pumping through your body.
Yeah. Stretch your legs, Carrie. That's my cue from Oura Ring. Stretch your legs. You're sitting too long. Get up. Okay, so that is your NEAT, your non-exercise activity. So let's talk about your total daily energy expenditure. That's your TDEE. That's how many calories you burn in a day. And that's what I use. I have all kinds of formulas to determine your custom macros, okay? So the biggest 70% of your calorie burn comes from your BMR. So that's your basic metabolic rate, okay? That's if you laid on the couch, and I tell this to people all the time that have the scan sheet in front of them. It's like, see your BMR on the InBody? It's telling you this is how many calories you burn just to exist. If you laid on the couch, because your body needs calories to fix itself, its organs, to run itself, right? To keep your heart pumping, to breathe.
To sleep and detox, all the things.
Yeah, support your muscle. Your body is burning calories. So that's 70% of your calorie burn for a day. So 70% of your TDEE, okay, is your BMR, just existing for who you are, okay? So let's back up a second. This is why when it comes to exercise activity, which by the way, only makes up 5% of your calorie burn for the whole day, it's so important to build muscle, because if you build muscle, then your BMR increases. Okay, right? This is why we need to ditch the cardio, ladies. Cardio does not help us increase our resting metabolic rate, right? Muscle does. So if we can put more muscle on, then we don't have to work as hard to burn calories, because 70% of our calories burned come from our BMR. The more muscle we have, the higher our BMR. All right, so 70% is BMR, 15% is the non-exercise activity, right? That's brushing your teeth, walking to the grocery store, or walking the grocery store.
15%?
15%.
More than 5%, which is your workout.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So now we have 75% with just existing and your exercise.
Okay.
Then an additional 15% from your non-exercise activity, right? Just moving.
Okay.
And then the one that all of you should know, what makes up the rest, the other 10% of the calories you burn a day? The thermogenic effect of food, right?
Interesting.
So if you read your shred guide, you know you burn more calories when you digest protein. So that's another reason why it's important to hit your protein goal to help
10%.
increase
I didn't realize it was 10.
your calorie burn. So that's why it was this, Lori. I love that you explained this so clearly. Oh, good. I hope that I've explained that clearly. So that's why you see a lot of people who are just active on their feet all the time that maintain their weight pretty easily because they're just active all the time, as long as their food is in line. But hopefully you understand that. So TDEE, total daily expenditure, energy expenditure, how many calories you burn a day, 100% of that, okay? That's 100%. 70% is BMR, 15% is NEAT, 5% is EAT, isn't that funny?
That is
exercise activity, 10% is the thermic effect of food. So that makes up your 100%. So if you hit the protein and you hit your steps, it's definitely more important than even that little 5% of your workout.
10, steps is 15, so 25%
is NEAT and thermic effect
is
of
hitting
food.
your steps and your protein.
Yeah.
5% is your workout.
Yes.
All right.
And now you understand why it's so important that workout does help build muscle.
That's why in every consult I'm like, how many steps are you getting?
That's right. It's so important. Now okay, so let's back up a second. As your calories decrease, people don't realize this. Your body is so amazing. John and I talk about this all the time. Your body naturally becomes more, I never say it right,
sedentary?
There we go. I always say it wrong.
I was gonna make
you
what
say
are you
it.
trying to say?
Yeah.
Sedentary.
I didn't even want to go for
You want to say
it.
sedimentary, like a rock.
I want to say sedentary.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that weird? It's like in my head. So as you cut your calories, your body knows it has to conserve energy. So it naturally is going to sit more. This is like what John and I talk about all the time. When we eat a lot the day before a workout, our workout is always better. Like, especially if we hit a little bit more carbs than we usually hit, our workout is better. We have more energy. Mm-hmm. So that's why when you're trying to lose fat, as you're dropping calories, like in week 7, you got to set that alarm. You got to get up. You got to hit that step goal just to keep you active.
Even if it's literally get up, walk around the table.
Yeah.
3 times.
It does not have to be. And we talk about, like, you want to shred faster, go for a 5-10 minute walk after you eat. Yeah. That even helps shuttle those carbs around, helps with insulin resistance, right? So even if you just make it a habit, I'm going for a 5-10 minute walk after each meal. Hopefully you're only eating 3 meals. That's 30 minutes of non-exercise activity right there.
It adds up.
It does add up. Also with steps, instead of beating yourself up with cardio, just be taking steps. Taking 8,000 steps a day is where we see the longevity effect. You live longer if you're hitting at least 8,000 steps a day. So study after study shows that. And then this one I really, really love. Steps are an easy thing to track. You don't have to have an Oura Ring. You don't have to have an Apple Watch. Your phone will track it. You can get a $5 device off of Amazon. They're easy to track. And so when people are so caught up in their devices with their cardio or even their, weightlifting exercise, how many calories did I burn? Those things are not accurate at all. But
they also aren't a big percent.
And they're not a big percent, right? So it is much more accurate to track how many steps have I taken in a day.
Smart.
Yeah. So we can get a little bit more accuracy there to help you with your weight loss goal. So that kind of reminds me of you're thinking that the scale is what's so accurate in telling you if you've lost weight, when really no, how your clothes are fitting, measurements and selfies are the ultimate way to tell if you are making those body composition changes you want to make. So you can kind of relate it to tracking calories burned in in a workout versus how many steps you're taking a day. How many steps you're taking a day is way more accurate. How my clothes fit and how I feel in my clothes is a lot more accurate than that damn scale. We had one client text us and was like, I haven't lost any weight. Is it possible to lose fat, gain muscle, and stay the same weight because I'm an inch smaller?
And we said, that's a non-scale victory.
That is what
we want. Your clothes are fitting better.
Yes.
That's the concept and the point and the whole goal of our program.
It is, of our whole program. So let me see. I think agreed.
Like, you hit the nail on the head. I think that's what I wrote back.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Preet said agreed. Those are pretty compelling numbers. Awesome. Oh, Preet, at work, we have a lot of emphasis on health and safety. One of my former bosses used to emphasize drinking a lot of water because if you drink a lot, the ergonomic breaks will happen naturally. She's talking about like
get up to go pee.
Yeah.
Get some steps. That's actually really good. And I'll joke around that hydration's inconvenient because when is it ever convenient to be like, I'll be right back?
But something I learned from a nutritionist 10 years ago is once you make hydration a habit, your body will get used to it and you won't have to make so many. It's when you start, stop. But eventually your body will get used to it. Preet was like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, having to get up, walk to the bathroom. Yeah, instead of getting up, I used to have a boss. I was right outside her office, and she was so smart. She would keep candy in her, like good candy, and she used it as a way to get everyone to come in there and talk to her, right? Not just about work, but she liked to keep a pulse on her team and what's going on in their life and things that she needed to know about, right? Because we, having employees, we know like if work is suffering, there might be something off personally.
Yeah.
But oh my God, it was terrible because we would go in there and get candy. Don't do that, right? Just drink your water, go to the bathroom. Yes.
You know, yeah.
But anyway, so I wanted to explain that today because we don't have a whole lot to talk about. You're finishing up your hardest week in the shred. We're rolling into maintenance. We've explained to you, and if you've read and you've been in the academy, that you will get new shred numbers as well as maintenance numbers. And then we'll roll into the next shred September 18th.
Exciting times.
Yeah. So I think we're all good. All good. We've answered questions. I think a lot of people didn't realize we were on August 10th. We figured out that even though we send all the notes, that people don't read all the way to the end. I think I posted, because we had gotten so many text messages like, where are you today? Last Thursday.
They're not reading. That was kind of my test.
Yeah.
Are people reading the email?
And so then
I time at the bottom.
You did.
You posted.
I did. I posted in the Facebook group. Just in case you didn't get the email or you didn't read to the bottom, we'll be there live. But we are back next week. And when are we filming our next recipes? Is that Wednesday?
16th. Wednesday.
Yeah, so we'll be back next Thursday, either at 1 or maybe 12:30, just because I have to leave at 2 now to pick up my youngest. But hope everyone's having a good one.
Have a closing thought.
Yes, please.
That's it.
Yeah.
I cut you off.
No, I've been doing all the talking, so go for it.
No, you're good. My closing thought. Energy and time are precious, limited entities. Use them wisely on what is truly important.
Love it. Love it.
Finish hard this week 7.
Why would you come this far to quit now?
Absolutely. Home stretch.
That's it. All right.
We love you.
We mean it. Mwah.